Welcome back to The Vocalist. Today we are listening to the singer Abel Pintos. I was first introduced to this gentleman in one of our Patreon hangouts, and I think all of us collectively, while we were watching this performance, were just amazed. He does so many incredible things with his voice. So if you haven't seen this clip before, I want you to pause, go to the description, and watch the original all the way through. It's 7 minutes long, but it is magical. And then come back here. We're going to get straight into the vocal analysis today. So I will be stopping and pausing, talking throughout. Here we go.
En tu viejo brazo se quedó el ayer, rescoldo del alma, arisca que se fue, el tiempo en tus manos solas.
I'm really gonna try to not stop every 10 seconds, but already you can hear just how much he does. And it's remarkable. We hear the instruments at the beginning, but then they cut out completely, and he's all on his own for quite some time. They'll come back in later. His humming is so beautiful. And then we get this natural dynamic shift that happens just because he's opening his mouth. I'm going to replay that humming section. Within that, you can hear a little bit of agility. And at the end of that section, he starts to press a little bit more. So we get more power in that humming sound, but we also get some vibrato that gets incorporated. That's the press.
En tu viejo brazo.
My first reaction to that sound is just how smooth it is. I couldn't get over it. It was so, oh my gosh, it pulls you in. It's so smooth and yet so captivating at the same time. Not that something can't be both of them. I don't know. I had no idea what to expect with the first time I saw this, and I was just enamored. I couldn't take my eyes away.
En tu viejo brazo se quedó el ayer, rescoldo del alma, arisca que se fue.
I love that slight introduction of texture, but in terms of volume, we're at a very similar dynamic level. I feel like I was going to say something else. Let me back it up just a little bit.
Rescoldo del alma, arisca que se fue, el tiempo en tus tus manos solas.
Same overall sound with that smooth quality, that soft dynamic level. There's enough separation in the chords that we're getting a decent amount of airflow, and it's got this beautiful whispery texture to it.
Quedó tendido sobre la luz. Sangre reseca la mañana, llorando siglos a la voz del sol.
That passage, when he had so much texture coming through, his ability to kind of tighten everything up at the same dynamic level, but get a clearer tone, one that had less effect on it, I think is just stunning. And I'll probably mention this later on as well, but his intonation, the intervals we're hearing, some of these semitones, I mean, it's just the fact that he's able to stay in key, on pitch, in tune throughout this entire section is so impressive.
El grito inca estremeció el dolor. Silencio descalzo por tu cuerpo va. Las piedras al viento le roban la sal y los grillos duermen la tarde. Oro desnudo del cerro atrás, cavo la boca de tu noche, el oscuro acero de tu negra piel.
His phrasing, I mean, I've looked up the translation, but I don't know the language enough to know where one should and should not breathe. But musically, you can sort of feel where you would expect breath, and he's just singing through so much. Let me get a little bit of that again.
Oro desnudo del cerro atrás, cavo la boca de tu noche, el oscuro acero de tu negra piel.
I might change my mind later, but if I'm remembering correctly, this particular tone was probably my favorite throughout the whole. No, it wasn't. It's just, I love so much of this. This particular tone, though, we get a decent amount of forward placement, but because he's allowing that separation and we get that whispery quality every once in a while, it still feels warm. So it's just a great balanced sound. And just then we got a little snippet of some of the agility that we'll hear more of later. I mean, he just has so much dexterity and control over his voice, and it is incredibly impressive.
Boca de tu noche, el oscuro acero de tu negra piel.
So warm.
Para dormirte entre la soledad. Llorando el calor, el llanto del indio es un manantial febril mojando el Antigal.
That almost wailing tone is so beautiful. And it has this thin quality to it. And you heard in there was a moment where some texture started to peek through. And then again, he tightened everything up so that we weren't getting that texture. And I just love that. It's almost like a dynamic change, but not, it's a texture change, kind of like that ebb and flow in and out. And it's so interesting to hear. But I love how thin and pointed that sound was at the very beginning. Let me get the onset of that.
Manantial febril mojando en Antigal, lluvia que viene de Dios, y antiguo el cansancio y lento su andar, tiene una lanza y por el cardón y en sus espinas dejó las manos para la sangre con otro color, y al rayo loco dio su corazón. El destino de tu nombre fue final, y la luna aquella ya no alumbra más, y la hembra cerró su vientre y por la frente se desangró y dejó sus huellas hacia el norte, buscó camino para ella morir, y como madre lloró también su mar.
Oh my goodness. His use of silence is so breathtaking. I love the percussive moments when he's snapping, but I mean, this huge stadium, they're on the edge of their seats, and oh golly, I'm speechless. Watching this over, I could watch this a million times over. It's just so beautiful to see his mastery of his voice, the musicianship, that intonation. I mean, there's just so much happening, his timing. And then of course at the end we finally got, I say finally, like we were waiting for it. No, everything was gorgeous before that, but he's just adding another layer. So we got some fuller adduction, we got some bigger sounds, more volume, and a different tone again. More, just add it to the list, one more thing that he does. Let me go back a little bit more.
Y la luna aquella ya no alumbra más, y la hembra cerró su vientre y por la frente se desangró y dejó sus huellas hacia el norte, buscó camino.
I'm going to play this again because I want you to hear the difference. There are moments, especially when we hear a little bit of that texture, that more conversational spread, at least the vowel sounds, they're wider. And then a few times we get some more height in the vowels and we have some taller spaces. And so we're getting that slightly darker color in his tone, but volume-wise, they're about the same. It's just that we're getting a shift in the vocal tract. He's changing the shape, and so we're getting different colors and different textures.
Cerró su vientre y por la frente se desangró y dejó sus huellas hacia el norte, buscó camino para ella morir, y como madre lloró también su mar. Ronda por adentro el amo sideral, anda por tus venas desde que se fue y le va
amazing. We get that taller sound immediately, and then he backs off of that. And so it's, again, the color contrast is so fascinating, but the shifts, they happen so quickly, and there's so much happening. Like, even that was so velvety, and yeah, he was in a lower register, and then as he ascended, just kept everything nice and tall and had beautiful press on those vowels.
Sideral
More spread.
anda por tus venas desde que se fue y levanta tus ojos negros y para cubrirte.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love the... sorry. Oh, we're getting there. I know I'm pausing so much. When he inserts those moments that feel very speech-like and very conversational, even within those moments, we get variety between texture and slightly more clean adduction. And I just can't get over this. All the sounds he makes, and it doesn't feel like a character. It is so genuine and so earnest, and just his commitment to his artistry is, I don't even know. It's so admirable, and it's like I'm learning so much.
Para cubrirte.
That, okay, along with the dynamic change, it's almost like you can hear the shift in placement.
Estoy leal, clavó su pecho en la roca como una herida sin gritar su voz. Y se oyó en el cielo echa una maldición. Es un manantial febril mojando el Antigal. ¡Oh! Lluvia que viene de Dios y antiguo el cansancio y lento su andar, que tiene una lanza y por él
He is like just the most incredible storyteller. You knew I was going back to that. That wailing sound is so clear. It is piercing. It's just so it's enchanting. I don't even know. There aren't enough words to describe this.
Y se oyó en el cielo echa una maldición. Es un manantial febril.
What I loved most about that is that very first sound he made. It was more reserved, less projected than what is to come. So you don't anticipate, even though he's already flipped into that particular style of vocal production, he hasn't like given you the full, I don't know, the full magnitude of that. And so you don't really recognize what's about to come. And so it is surprising, and it's so beautiful. The way he just uses his straight tone and just carries that note, and then gradually a little bit of texture starts to fall in.
Maldición. Es un manantial febril, mojando el Antigal. ¡Oh! Lluvia que viene de Dios, y antiguo el cansancio y lento su andar, que tiene una lanza y por él sus espinas dejó las manos para la sangre con otro color, y al rayo loco dio su
No matter how many times I watch that, I will always be blown away. It's just magical. The things he does with his voice, but his musicianship, it just takes it to like the stratosphere. I mean, one thing I will say, especially with all the different like textures, colors, sounds. I mean, what a beautiful example of using that to tell a story, to allow your instinct to create something so beautiful. Sometimes with, various and sundry melodies, you can kind of just get stuck in the melody and forget everything else you have access to. And while in this case he did a lot of this particular piece without any sort of instrumentation behind him or any sort of pulsing to drive him forward, he just did so much. And what a testament to what the human voice can do. I mean, it was just, I can't get over it. It's so good. Okay, I'm done for today. Thank you guys so much for watching with me, and hopefully I will see you next time.